Hello. You've all been asking for me, so here I am.
Have you guys jammed out together? If so, what instrument/s does your dad play?
Well, we have.
Yeah, we have, because my dad plays drums.
Yeah, and the boy plays guitar. Guitar.
Yeah. I play drums.
We've had a few drinks, by the way, children. So.
Yeah.
But you guys came over to my place, or my parents' place.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Your dad is the most Aussie bloke I've ever met in my life. I fucking love it, man.
Did he live up to the stories that I told?
Oh, yeah,
on the
yeah, and
podcast?
more, man.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
My dad's like, he tells a fact, and then I go, actually, it's not. And then he's like, no.
Honestly,
that's not a credible source.
Honestly, I'm kind of like that.
Because he would, like, him and your sister would keep pouring, like, the glasses of wine. And first it started off as, like, a reasonable glass, like a normal glass of wine. And as the night went on, like, the wine kept filling up more and more until by the end of the night, when he was filling up, like, a glass of wine, it was just, like, went right up to the rim.
Yeah. That's the experience of drinking with my dad. But
it was great.
Yeah. Your favorite thing though was every time you'd have a conversation with my dad, as the night progressed, my dad would try and start to say something, and then he'd just be like, "Oh my god, I'm fucked right now," and he just kept repeating that, but it became more and more frequent.
He'd be like halfway through his sentence, like, "I'm so sorry, man. I'm fucking shit-faced."
And then when I, came to Japan and I started drinking all the Japanese brands, I was just like, oh, this is actually like kind of nice.
Yeah, I think I remember telling my parents, like, I'm never going to drink alcohol. It tastes so bad. And then they laughed at me.
Yeah.
And then years later, they keep bringing it up.
Yeah, my dad laughed at me, and he was just like, you're Australian, son. You're going to drink. It's like, if you are my son, you are going to drink. I had a birthday party. I think it was like 7 or 8. It was like right after the Playpen era, the Playpen arc of my birthdays. It was my dad organized a day where we went to go see the premiere of Finding Nemo.
That's hype.
Yeah, and so my dad would make these like invitation cards.
Right.
And he would send them off to like the parents, like, and being like, "You have been invited to the exclusive Joey's 8th birthday premiere of the red carpet of Finding fucking Nemo." I'm a Mad Max simp.
Okay. That's the only Mad Max film I've watched.
Really?
Yeah, I've not watched any other ones.
My dad's been in a Mad Max movie.
What?
Yeah.
Because he's Australian?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
In Mad Max Thunderdome, because like the old Mad Max movies, they filmed all those in Australia. And my dad was an extra in Mad Max Thunderdome. So if you watch Mad Max Thunderdome, look out for the guy wearing an afro passing a chainsaw up in the Thunderdome. That's my dad.
Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
I only know this because my dad won't shut the fuck up about it. I don't know about my mom. My mom wasn't like never really into gaming, but my dad, he's played 2 games in his life. He's played Wolfenstein and Doom.
Based, I mean.
And that's
That checks out so much. I'm like, of course.
And that's only because he was working at Logitech at the time, and Logitech were making the Doom, like the specific controllers for Doom and Wolfenstein, where it's like 2 knobs, and like one was to strafe and one was to like turn. Now see, because like my dad is not a gamer, but the one console that he fucking loved was Xbox.
Right.
So we got an Xbox, and he played like all of the, because he's a fucking card bro. He played all of like the racing games, so like Burnout and like Motorsports Grand Prix and stuff like that. So like he would like play a lot of those games, and so he would always go out and look for more Xbox games. And because we would be playing Xbox games as well, he would just like go to the fucking $1 bargain bins and just like fucking pull out anything and just buy it and bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my dad was also addicted to Leisure Suit Larry games.
Leisure Suit Larry?
You remember those?
What the fuck?
Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad loved Leisure Suit Larry.
Okay. Imagine Babe Station, the game. That's
It's literally just about this character. It's a really old series, but like it's basically about this character called Larry. He's kind of like he's kind of a dweeb, but he loves women like way too much. So you're just this kid who just tries to talk up chicks in your like college dormitory. And my dad, for some reason, really liked these games. And I'm like, yo,
for some
reason. And I'm like, Dad, they're not even hot.
Bro, it makes so much sense now why you got into hentai games. Leisure Suit Larry was like hentai
OG
games.
hentai
That
games.
was the OG hentai game.
Yeah, man.
I always remember seeing Leisure Suit Larry in like game, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that's like naked women on the
Yeah,
cover.
and it was always like the highest rated, like
Yeah.
in terms of like the adult rating shit. It was like the adult rated ones, and I'm just like, oh shit, I can't touch that. And then I would see my dad playing some of them, and I was just like, what? And you fucking judge me for watching hentai? All right.
Let's just see that. I actually can't believe
Yeah,
it.
it was motorsports games and Leisure Suit Larry. I don't know why.
We like women.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I do.
From the foreigner perspective, how do you think Japan has to fix their not having babies in one simple solution? Not immigration, because they're never going to do it.
Fuck, you knew what I was about
Because
to say.
literally the
Because
UN
it was the obvious answer.
Because the UN was literally like, hey Japan, there's this really easy cheat fix that will solve your your declining population, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? They're like, I'll just let immigrants in. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, what is it?
They're just like, did you know there's a lot of people outside Japan that
Yeah.
really want to fuck Japanese people? Just saying, like, there's a lot of people outside of Japan that think Japanese people are kind of hot. I can say that. I am the result of one.
I was just like, he's the only one out of us three that can say it.
I'm literally the result of that phenomenon. If my dad didn't go, Japanese people kind of hot, I wouldn't be here. So I think I have the liberty to say that.
Is your dad like into Japanese women? Is that like why? Or is it just happened to be?
No, he was like, I went to Japan one time and I got yellow fever.
That's trad shit.
I mean,
the man took what he wanted.
But that's the thing,
Here's
it's
what he
like-
wanted. He knew what he wanted.
That's why though there
Sigma mindset.
Bro, that's why though there are so many Hafus out there.
To be fair though, I feel like at age 12 or around there, like as long as you say something with absolute confidence,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
you're most likely to believe it.
Dude,
Like,
dude.
my dad trolled the shit out of me with that kind of stuff when I was little. Like,
Oh my god, your dad just like what did you tell us the other day?
yeah, so I said it on one of the live shows, but like my dad, so our family used to play like a lot of like card games, like like solitaire obviously, but like a lot of like other card games, stuff like that. And my mum was really good at shuffling the cards. Like she'd do like the whole like flicking the wrist kind of thing and like pulling it back in the hand and stuff, bridging and stuff. And I'm just like, as like a 10-year-old, you're just like, whoa, that's sick.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then my dad one day was just like, yeah, do you know why your mom's really good at shuffling? It's because she used to be a dealer in Vegas. And I believed that shit until like age 19. And I would tell that to my friends as well. Being like, your mom might be cool, but my mom used to be a dealer in Vegas.
My Japanese mom.
My Japanese mom.
For example, like my dad went into retirement this year, a few months ago, and I was like, "Oh, congrats, Dad! You finally retired. You can, get out of this whole IT sales thing he's been doing for 30 plus years of his life."
Yeah.
And I was like, "So what are you gonna do? Like, what's your retirement plan?" And he dead ass just looks at me and he's like, "I want to drive a bus." And I'm like, "Dad, that's not retirement. You're just changing jobs." And he's like, "Yeah, but I want to do something." And I'm like, "And your decision is to drive a fucking bus?" It's like, why? And he's like, "Well, I like driving and, the bus seems challenging and fun." And then when I met up with him last month, I was like, "You still going to drive that bus?" And he's like, "No." My dad will say he doesn't have road rage. He absolutely fucking has road rage. Like, I don't care what he says, because every time he'd be on the road and there'd just be like someone who's like ticking him off for whatever reason. He'd be like, "Oh, fucking move." And then he'd, get into the lane, look him dead and like do the Luigi death stare at him. And they'd be like, "Oh, it's a fucking Volvo driver, isn't it?" I'm like, I don't think every Volvo...
All dads do
I'm like,
this.
I don't think every Volvo driver is necessarily a bad
Like, you know,
driver.
like-
The first time I ever got in a car seat was probably around that age as well, like 12, 13,
Yeah.
when we went camping.
Yeah.
And like, because you're in a camping field, right? It's just a lot of like really empty flat land. So my dad was like, "Son, you wanna take it for a spin?" And I was like, "Sure, Dad." I get in the seat, and in my head I'm like, "Yeah, this is gonna be easy. There's literally nothing around except one tree."
No.
Oh no. What do? Immediately go towards the tree.
Did your dad not like pull the wheel?
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, okay.
It was like, "Son!" What are you doing?
Did you hit it?
No, I didn't.
Holy
Luckily.
shit.
Oh my god, dude, I wouldn't be alive if I hit the tree.
I think my dad would kill me.
Yeah, my dad would 100% kill me. All my friends around me have these cool fucking custom ringtones. It sounds so cool. I want one as well. So I started looking it up.
Yeah.
And I remember I found a site that was like, you can get this, the Super Mario Brothers theme as a ringtone on your fucking Motorola Razr. And I was like,
Just $10.
Dog, this is it. And so I fill in some shit and I have it on my phone. I go to school the next day and I'm like, check this out. Show them Ringtone. They're like, yo, that's sick as fuck. A month passes. My dad storms into my room.
Oh, no.
And he's like, son, why do you have a $2,000 phone bill?
No! What? Oh, what the fuck?
It turns out the thing that I clicked was a pop-up ad. And they were taking money from my fucking parents' account for like 3 or 4 weeks. And like, I don't remember the exact amount it was, but it was like, it was 4 digits. And my dad was so...
Did you have to pay it?
Yeah.
No.
And he was like, where the fuck did you find it? He canceled it, and I'm like, I've never gotten...
to pay like the 2,000?
Yeah, and I never got the biggest... And I had the biggest beating of my life. Like, I was like half dead by the end of this.
Right, I think
So
sorry,
let
Joe,
my
you
child try
bought
this
a fucking Mario theme song for my phone. So it broke, so no piano lessons. No piano lessons. Fuck you, Jerry.
My dad always used to say, like, I'm putting that on the tab.
Yeah.
for when you have to pay me back as an adult. Every time I was like, Dad, can I buy this like candy? And he's just like, how much is it? And he looks at it and he's like, all right, I'm putting it on the tab. And so as a kid, I dead ass thought I had this like fucking IOU that my dad was like keeping track of, being like, I was just prepared for when I turned 18 for my dad to just be like, happy 18th birthday.
It's kind of cool to know
Here's
exactly
the IOU.
how much money your parents have spent on you.
My dad used to threaten me with fucking... It's so dumb. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast. When me and my sister were really young, I'm talking like less than 5 years old.
Yeah.
Whenever we... because he used to say it all the time. Whenever we would like say something that like he didn't agree with, or like we would ask too much from him, my dad would say this one thing, which is, don't make me take you to the bridge.
What? Dad's like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna punch you.
I'm gonna take you to to the bridge. He'd beat my ass. So like,
oh no, that's why. Like,
I was conditioned from a young age. Did your dad beat you?
That's such a good out of context quote. What? This is like the armchair psychologist.
I just need to know.
Like, I like the color orange. Did your dad beat you?
Yeah. Real question.
The only thing that my dad did do is that occasionally, if we were up too late, he would come in with the slipper and hit us on the butt with it.
Oh, that's
nothing.
That's child's play.
What do you mean? What did you get? Fucking WrestleMania?
Oh, dude, I got full fist.
What? No,
Yeah, man.
that's too much. That's too much.
But
No.
like, my dad was really okay. My dad was really.
No.
I'm not saying my dad was violent. Okay,
What the fuck? Full fist?
Yeah, but like he I don't know. He was a fucking like Shaolin monk with this shit. Because like he would like throw the fist like either like on the shoulder or just like you know. Yeah, just like one of those, right? But he did it in a way where it didn't hurt. It was just a lot of force.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like when you punch him on the shoulder, like being like stopping a little shit like that.
Yeah.
He would punch it in a way where it wouldn't like leave like a mark or anything, or like it wouldn't like hurt immediately, but it would push.
That's so bad.
But it would push me back, and that force is what scared me. Okay, from just like that little thing of like realizing that my dad is like a literal force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Right? Is what instilled that fear in me of respect. And I think that's what kind of disciplined me. Knowing that like, I don't want to see my dad be like that to me, because that clearly upsets him, and I don't want to see my parents upset.
Yeah.
You know? So like, he kind of did it in a way which I think it works for me. Obviously, because I have a lot of respect for my parents, obviously. But, you know, whenever I got into any bad things, then like I would have that fear.
You never want to fall into that fallacy of like, it works for me. Because sometimes people would turn out like very well-rounded individuals.
Of course.
In spite of some of the things that happened in their childhood. And I would say that a lot of the times, you know, this is something that a lot of people figure out, is that a lot of the times, you can hold on to scars for things that you don't even know you hold on to scars for until you like grow way older and maybe like talk to a therapist or something. And you're like, as a kid, you're like, my parents are the best. My parents are superhuman. They're perfect. And then you realize as you grow older that, hey, they were just trying to be the best person they can be and learn from their parents. And when you realize that you're going to be that same person, you're going to try and take the good thing from your parents and try to learn from the mistakes that made as well. That's kind of like the life cycle of what I think is being a good parent and being a good child.
Some people call it trauma.
Oh my lord!
And look who it turned into. I became the man that my dad wished for. Hopefully.
the desert sun. Every step that you take could be your final one. In the burning heat